Episode 169. Wang Chan sat cross-legged at the very peak of the blood mist, tirelessly forming hand seals to spawn one blood fiend after another, his mood soaring with satisfaction.
This cultivator from Yellow Maple Valley may not have much magic power, but his magic tools are rather peculiar. They look quite impressive.
Suddenly, a bang erupted from within the blood cloud and a thick, cyan-red mist surged forth, instantly shrouding Han Li's figure. It slowly spread, soon engulfing the blood ghosts as well, intertwining with the nearby blood cloud.
What's this? But once these cyan-red mists touch my blood cloud, they'll be absorbed right in. Looks like I can rest easy. Though the blood cloud kept devouring the mist, it showed no sign of thinning even after a moment. That thick, green-red haze, it's keeping me from seeing what Han Li is doing. What is he up to?
He waited a while longer, but the blood cloud remained a hazy, foggy mass. Not a single sound stirred within. As for those lesser fiends, the moment they drew near the thickest patch of mist, they were instantly shredded into pieces, revealing nothing at all.
This time, Wang Chan couldn't sit still. He formed a hand seal, and the skulls floating on the surface of the blood cloud opened their jaws wide. Dozens of thick black beams shot out simultaneously, converging from all directions on the spot where Han Li had been standing.
A faint tremor echoed, a muffled boom. Within the churning mist, a pale white light flickered. As the black and white forces clashed violently, a translucent wall of white light materialized, shimmering faintly in the haze. This made the Ghost Spirit Tribe's young master pause for a moment, but he quickly recalled the pristine white spirit shield Han Li had summoned at the very start.
Considering I'm about to get my hands on so many fine magic tools, I suppose I can spare a bit of my own blood essence. Wouldn't want that brat slipping away with some trick.
With that, Wang Chan suddenly extended his right index finger, bit down lightly at the corner of his mouth, and squeezed out a single, thick drop of blood from the wound, letting it fall gently onto the blood cloud beneath him. He plunged both hands deep into the blood cloud and, with intense focus, began channeling his technique. As Wang Chan slowly chanted the incantation, the cyan and red mist began to shift. The haze gradually cleared in the center, revealing a massive white light barrier. At the center of the light barrier, Han Li held a strangely shaped knife with a handle in one hand and a stack of shimmering talismans in the other. Poised to strike, a pair of orbs, one azure, one crimson, floated at his side, churning out thick plumes of cyan-red mist. Wang Chan saw all of this with perfect clarity.
The Ghost Spirit Sect's young master sneered at the sight, ready to hurl another taunt, but before he could finish, the small dagger flickered and transformed into a dazzling yellow beam several zhang long, shooting straight toward Wang Chan. At the same time, the stack of talismans in his other hand flew out, conjuring over a dozen blazing fire dragons that surged forward in unison.
Kid, a magic tool can't break my blood spirit art. Unless...
Wang Chan, initially unconcerned, summoned the skulls again, ready to spew black mist. But as he smugly said the word unless, something suddenly struck him. His expression shifted drastically as he shot into the air, fleeing the blood cloud.
At the same time, the yellow light struck several times, shattering a few skulls in its path, then burst through the blood cloud alongside the fire dragon surging out from where he had been meditating.
A streak of white light shot out from the gap, speeding away, while the yellow light turned and followed close behind.
A talisman treasure. That fog he used earlier was just buying time to activate it. Otherwise, even if he had a talisman treasure, I would never have given him the time to activate it. A mere Foundation establishment initial stage cultivator having a talisman treasure is indeed unlikely. I overlooked that. But even if he does have one, why would I, the young lord of the Ghost Spirit Sect, be afraid? I've also brought 2 talisman treasures with me. one of which is an exceptionally rare special attribute talisman treasure. I won't let him escape just like that.
Wang Chan, furious, leaped into the blood cloud, gathered it up once more, and shot forward like a meteor in hot pursuit.
A full incense stick later, Han Li stood on the wind spirit boat, his cold gaze fixed on the blood cloud drawing near once more.
He suddenly swung his arm in a backhanded strike, catching them off guard as the blade shot straight toward the ghost spirit sect young master hidden within the blood cloud. But Wang Chan, already on guard, immediately tossed the object he had prepared. A golden skull expanded in the wind, its massive jaws snapping shut around the yellow light, halting its advance completely. Han Li was startled. He quickly tried to retract it, but aside from a few feeble bounces inside the golden skull's mouth, the yellow light was utterly helpless. Suddenly, Wang Chan let out a few cruel laughs, and the blood cloud around him surged higher once more. A chill ran down Han Li's spine. He could see himself getting trapped all over again. But just then, the blood cloud that had begun to churn suddenly went still. Wang Chan, who was in the middle of his incantation, saw his face shift dramatically. Not only did his flying speed slow, but a faint green-black hue crept across his features.
Han Li, who had been watching the other party closely, was taken aback. Then he saw a look of terror flash across the man's face, followed by a long, piercing howl.
Wang Chan abruptly abandoned even the golden skull locked in combat with Han Li, his body wrapped in a blood cloud as he shot backward like lightning.
This left Han Li standing there, completely baffled. He hesitated, then transformed the golden skull and its yellow radiance into two talismans, easily catching them in his hand. He then watched the ghost spirit sect's young master gradually vanish into the distance, uncertain of what to do next.
Me chase after him. I don't think I'm that bold.
But as the piercing shriek faded into the distance, Han Li immediately realized something. He hurriedly steered the divine wind boat in a new direction and vanished beyond the horizon. Not long after escaping danger, Han Li had second thoughts after a thorough deliberation. He finally understood why the other side had chosen to retreat instead of pursue.
He's been poisoned. And not just any poison, the incomparably lethal venom of the inkworm. This all happened because I dared to absorb a large amount of the poison released by the green fire staff into my blood cloud. When I refined these mists, I made sure to incorporate the residual venom from the inkworm's core into them, just as I'd planned. Now that these blood clouds have absorbed the miasma and are packed with toxins as they chase me down, that young master is bound to draw them back into his body with his cultivation technique. No wonder he panicked and retreated after being poisoned. If I went back now, I'd have to be out of my mind. A perfect chance to slay a powerful foe and claim more of his treasures, and I just let it slip through my fingers. But why would he just run off without even taking such a powerful talisman treasure like that golden skull?
What Han Li didn't know was that the ghost spirit sect's young master, who was just as cautious and had fled at the first sign of trouble, was now so furious he was practically fuming. And beside him were the two core formation cultivators, the Li brothers, exchanging bewildered glances. As it turned out, Wang Chan hadn't run far before he ran headlong into the two ghost spirit sect elders, who had already captured all the cultivators from the other 7 sects. The two of them, not entirely at ease with the young master's safety, had pursued him out of an abundance of caution. Upon seeing the poisoned Wang Chan, he naturally used his profound magic power to hastily force the venom out. As for the young master, he took Han Li's unintentional actions as a deliberate trap set just for him.
This was a humiliation Wang Chan had never suffered before. He immediately hated Han Li to the bone, even vaguely regarding him as a formidable rival. Despite his still weak body, he gave chase for hundreds of li only to return empty-handed. But what made him even more livid was that the moment he returned to the small peak where he had set the ambush, a ghost spirit guard reported to him that a group from the Joyful Union sect, one of the 6 demonic sects, had suddenly attacked them and snatched away 2 female cultivators.
The striking beauty leading them was none other than Tien Buke, the second disciple of the Heiwan sect leader, a troublesome figure among the younger generation whose reputation rivaled his own. Upon hearing this bad news, Wang Chan's gaze only darkened a shade on the surface, but inside he felt like he was about to vomit blood.
Han Li and Tian Buke had just earned themselves a permanent spot on Wang Chan's kill list.
Go. Notify the Yan family patriarch. Begin the evacuation immediately.
Han Li dared not delay a single moment, speeding toward Yellow Maple Valley at full tilt. But halfway there, he ran headlong into a mixed patrol of disciples from the Saber Transformation sect and the Crescent Moon sect. Then, at the proclamation of a Foundation establishment elder leading them, he found himself conscripted on the spot. Han Li stared at the mobilization order signed by the sect leaders, a deep frustration settling in his chest.
The conscription order should be genuine. The spirit seal of a sect leader can't be faked. But I really don't want to just follow orders like this. First off, whether the 7 sects of you can survive this trial is anyone's guess. But the cultivators who will fall here, they'll be thousands upon thousands. Even core formation cultivators might find their cores shattered and their lives ended. I have no intention of wading into that mess. What I want most right now is to go straight back to my cave dwelling and go into secluded meditation for a few decades before coming out. But that's just wishful thinking. As a disciple of one of the 7 sects, how could he possibly slip away from this all-out brawl so easily?
Han Li was just thinking about that when the male cultivator from the Concealing Moon sect, the very one who had just announced his conscription, greeted him with a beaming smile.
Have you seen clearly, junior brother? Now, can you tell me your name and cultivation level? We'll be working together a lot from now on.
Han Li steadied himself, glanced at the man, then at the 30-plus cultivators behind him. Only 3 were at Foundation establishment, the rest were mere chi condensation disciples. This put Han Li somewhat at ease. At the very least, they didn't seem to be on some high-difficulty mission.
Han Li of Yellow Maple Valley, early Foundation establishment.
Though their cultivation levels were plain to see, Han Li answered out of politeness anyway. After all, his opponent was a late-stage Foundation establishment cultivator, far beyond his own level. He had no intention of offending him lightly.